This drawing refers to a bolt, and there is the head of the bolt, and there is the body of the bolt, and the body has a threaded portion, and this little part here is the non-threaded portion, and the sizes are given. It's an 80 for the threaded portion. The whole bolt body part is 1/115, so if you subtract this from that, you're going to get that little piece over there. The head is a completely different construction, which we're going to look at in detail. Then this washer here is 8 millimeters in thickness, and it's wide 80 diameter from top to bottom, and it's going to go on there. And then you have this nut, right? The nut has been given to you. It's a hexagonal nut. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's hexagonal means, or hexagon means 6-sided nut, and the head part is also very similar. So you have to redraw this here. Okay? You have to redraw that over here. What you have is the instruction saying copy the given M40. Now we need to understand M40. That 40 there refers to this size over here, from there to there. I need to be clear. That is what the 40 stands for in front of the M. So you can get M30, M20. It always refers to the body thickness, not the head. Not the head, body thickness. They give you a starting point here, right? So what needs to happen is that there is 40, which means that circle, there are 2 circles here on the inside, right? This is the threaded section. It's a if you have M40, that 4 in front there, the 10, refers to that thickness there, that thickness there, that thickness here. So basically, if you have M40, that refers to 4 millimeters, 4 millimeters, 4 millimeters. If that was M30, it would have been 3, 3, 3. M20, 2, 2, 2. Okay, that is basically how it works. In this case, it's 4. So now we're going to have 40 here, that circle here, the second one on the outside, which is slightly faint. That is a 40 millimeter circle, right? So if it's 40, you're going to it's 40 from there to there. So from here to there, it's going to be 20, which is half, which is your radius. So I'm going to take my compass and I'm going to open it up at the first circle, which is going to be 20, and I'm going to put it on my starting point S, because that's where S is, and then I'm going to draw a nice circle for myself. Now once I've done that circle, that's on the inside, I am going to create just kind of center lines, but I'm going to draw it first faint, like that, and I'm going to draw it like that there. My center lines that I'm going to use, which would be this line and that center line there. Later on, I'm going to make it long, short, long, short. So that's the inside. Now I did say that now drops by 4 here. So basically what is going to be happening is that 4 millimeters I have to measure down. There's my 4. Okay, 4. Now I'm going to take my compass again, put it on that center point, and just drop it down to that 4. And then now I'm going to draw, that's going to refer to my threaded section there. Okay, that's the 4 on the inside. Now you have that 2 circles that you have there, 4 drop. Alright, once you have that, you can actually take that both to the front, to the left, across like that there. The gaps here are your own, right? The gaps here are your own. But before we even do that, we're going to finish this off and we're going to project it over. Okay. So how do you determine this outside circle here? That is one calculation that you need to do. So you are going to say M40. So there's the M40, and I'm going to write this calculation. To get this circle on the outside there, you need to say M40 times 1,5. Very important. That 1,5 is very important. So if you say 40 on your calculator times 1.5, it's going to give you 60. So that there, circumference to circumference, is going to be 60. Circumference to circumference is 60, but you need a radius which is half of the 60, which is divided by 2, and that's going to give you 30. So you're going to open up your compass at 30. There it is, 3. Then anchor it in the middle again, and then you draw a circle right around like that there. Nice circle right around. You can darken that circle. That's a very important circle. Okay, there I've got it. And now we're going to put lines, tangents touching the circle. At what angle? You can use your compass, or perhaps not your compass. You can use your set square. Let's look at that. Can you see that's if you put your set square on like that, it matches the 30 degrees top and bottom. So let's do that. So you just move it where your line is going to form tangents, and the tangent is a line, straight line touching the side. Turn it around like that. You can see, okay, I can do that. More tangents. There, and then uprights there and there. And these are all faint lines that I'm drawing now. But now I'm going to darken it while we're at it, from the corners to the corners, and from there to there, and there to there. 30 degrees is going to go from there to there, and while I'm on that angle, I'm going to do the top as well. Flip it around, T-square nice and firm against the side, and there. And there you've completed that entire nut section. What you can do now is you can take that point across, the bottom one across, and then these ones here, they go across as well. Okay, you can do those 1, 2, 3, 4, they go across. What will happen is that top point will link up with this here. This bottom will link up with that corner there, and these points here will link up with that point and that point there. That's basically what's going to happen. But before we get there, that's now finished. We're going to do the washer. The washer basically you can draw anywhere. So I'm just going to use my ruler to get an 8 somewhere here. So 8, 0 and 8, and then I'm going to draw 2 lines like that there, and because that's my center, and I have 80 across, half to the top, half to the bottom, which is 40. So 40 here, and then 40 down, which is there. And now, boys and girls, I can actually darken that. That's my bottom 40, that's my top 40, and my side closing the washer, and the side closing the washer here. There's my washer. You will find that the outside one will be the dash. The outside circle here, there will be just a little dash line, which means that there's a hole in the washer for this to go inside there. Right? Great. We do continue with this part over here. So I'm going to have a starter line any distance away. Let's make it there. That's any distance away. I'm going to make it that point there. And I'm going to measure 115. 115 is going to be 11.5, which is here. Draw the line there, which is that line over there. And while I'm at that, I'm going to measure 80. 80 as well for my threaded portion. There's my 80. So draw that for my line that I see here, the 80 line. For you to get the head part here, they don't give it to you. Then you have to go back. You will have to say M40 times, because it's a nut, sorry, not a nut, a head of a bolt is going to be 0,7. M40 times 0,7. So if you say 40 times 0,7, it's going to be 28. So this is going to be 28 here. 28 from here to here. I am going to use, and those are standard measurements that you will be using. Here's my 28, and I'm going to draw that, just a little box there. I just want to do that there. Okay, now you can't draw this yet because there's some sort of molding that forms here, which I'm going to show you. What I can do is I'm going to draw this line and the outside to complete that, so that you can see sort of what we are doing. So the bottom of the head, right, and then also we just need to ensure that we're on the right track here, which is going to be that line there, right, and that point here, the most outside points, right, that's the most outside points. But also we need to get the 4 back here, which I probably didn't do immediately. So you will find that in that corner there's a little 45, so I'm going to do that little 45 first. So that's my little 45 that I do there, and look at there, on here 45, and my little 45 that I'm going to do there, and then I'm going to darken and connect that 45s. I'm going to take that 45 right up until there, which is that point there, and take that 45 right up until there, which I have there. Then you will have a solid line precisely at the 80 point. The line runs right through. But then there's a little slant here that you see, and that slant is a 30-degree slant. So it slants from that point there. You see the first line on the inside, and if I turn it, it slants from that little line there. And all I need now is a, let me just check here. No, I think I've got it slightly wrong. Sorry, let me just go back. It slants from this line here, the threaded line, and from this line here, which is the threaded line there. Okay, my apologies for that. And then I'm just going to draw a faint line like that, and a faint line like that, and a faint line like that there. Okay, to create my threaded portion. That's the threaded portion where this goes, the nut goes on, and that's the non-threaded portion. Just to reiterate and correct that, from this line here, where the 45 is, that line goes in, that line comes down in, and that would be 30 degrees slant and a 30 degree slant, which you will see there. Now let's do the head. The head is going to be in this space over here. Now there are 1, 2, 3 faces of the head of the bolt. So that's one face, there's the other one right there. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So the first thing you're going to do when you start with the head is draw a 30-degree line like that, and you draw a 30-degree line like that there. You will see it formulates in the center there. And then while you're at that point, take your compass on there and move it till the end of the head and just arc it in that space there. Now I want you to go over that arc. Just darken that in that space over there. There's it. Okay, I've drawn it quite dark. And then you go back here, and at another 30 degrees here, you just bring this down like that to formulate that corner there. And then you turn around your set square and you just do a 30 degrees. It's all 30 degrees. And then take your compass again, put it on there, and then in this space here you're going to draw that, and you just go over it, and you put it on here, and you do the same thing here. Just arcs like that, right? That's what you do. And then you've all in this up to this stage just works with 30, you just work with 30 degrees. Then you're gonna have a 60. Now look here, the only 60 that I have here is a little line like that there, and a 60 degrees line like that there. Look how short that line is. It's basically just going till there, and then a straight line connecting that perfectly like that there. And then all you have to do is darken that till there, darken that till there, darken it till there, darken it till there, to be able to complete your drawing. Don't forget to put in the center lines. It's a long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long. Always starts with long and it ends with long, long, short, long, short, long, short, and then long. And there you have completed all three components: the bolt, the washer, the nut. Alright, enjoy. I hope you will find your way through this drawing.